Hello and welcome. In today's video, I am going to show you how to set up and use the PDF generator step for your application. In this video, we're going to use the Essential Path application, the project management application, if you will, to go to our detail page, press a button, generate a PDF based on our project, and then, whoa, we have a nice PDF of our project that we can use, send around whatever you want to do with it. But we're gonna dive into the PDF generator step first. So let's do that. Okay, so to get started, we're gonna do a couple of things. First off, what I would like is a PDF in my project model. So we are going to go to the project model and we are going to add a new property, which is going to be a file property. The reason we're picking a file property is because the moment you generate a file, the file property is the one that can take any sort of extension the best possible way. So at the PDF file, I always like to name it something like PDF file because yeah, that's sort of what it's going to be anyway. You can remove the extensions that you do not want to use and you can press save. So now we have a PDF file on our project model, and we are going to dive into the next step, which is going to the page. Because what I mentioned in the intro is what I would like to do is within my project detail page, or within any page that you have some detail information, you might want to press a button and be like, hey, I want to generate a PDF based off this page that I have in front of me. Could be, a project, an object. Think of maybe you're in a web shop and you'd like to have a nice PDF of that object you're looking at, your favorite Lego set, and you're like, oh, I'm still saving up, but I want to hang it on my wall and adore it until I'm done saving for it. Well, not in this case, because we are going to do it for the project management application. And what I want is, I have this page in front of me, got the update forms, the create forms, and a list of tasks. And what I want is at the bottom of this page, I want a button and maybe the URL of that PDF that I'm going to open up, for example. So I am going to add a column to the bottom of my page. And in there, I am going to add the action button that is going to trigger the page event. So I'm going to drag the action button in there. I'm usually used to having that button on the right hand side, so I'm going to say, the alignment is going to be on the right hand side, and there we go. Maybe say vertical alignment top, something like that. Change the style whichever way you prefer, of course. So we got the action button. I'm going to click on the action button, change the button text name, generate project PDF. Do we want to do a nice little icon? Let's have a look. File. Yeah, that's what I want. File copy. Oh yeah, look at that. That's awesome. And then the only thing we need to do is we need to pass through a property to our project action, to our PDF action, and that's going to be the ID. So we're going to pass the project ID through to our action. The idea that is selected is from the data container on this page, and as we have set up the detail page of this, that we're using in this video, in the essential path, it already is filtered on the project that we have open. So if we are hovering or if we're scorching through project number 1, ID number 1 is passed through to our action. Same goes for if we're looking through project number 3, ID number 3 will be passed on to this generate project PDF action. So let's dive into the action for this. So we are in the action right now that is going to generate our PDF, or at least that is going to do it at the end of us configuring it. First things first, we've opened up this new action. Let's make sure that the settings are all right. So we're going to give it a proper action name, of course. So PDF generate action, maybe even specify it and say project PDF generate action. Runs when the action button is clicked, of course. Save that. And don't forget permissions. Of course, I usually do like a little dry run before I record this. I forgot to say I forgot to set the admin role to allowed. So I was testing the action and I couldn't trigger it. That's because I needed to make sure that the admin was allowed to run the action, of course. So set them both to allowed or just one of them, as long as you as the admin user can trigger the action and press save. So there we go. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to press the start of the action, and we're going to be adding the record of which we are passing the ID through. So I'm going to call this ID. That way Betty knows that we need to connect the ID that we're passing through from our page to this record, and we save it. And now we have the project record available in our action. So then we can begin. So looking through the action steps that we have, I do not see the PDF generator step. And luckily, well, I knew that because it is in our block store. So we can open up the block store, search for PDF, and then use the generate PDF block. So we're going to view the details. We're going to install the block in my case, Odin blocks. And then I got my application. It's my project application. So I'm going to install it in the app that we're working in, press install, and the block has successfully been installed. So let's go back to the application, give the page a little refresh, and there we go. Generate PDF is available in our step overview. So I can drag this into my page, and there we go. So now we're going to configure the generate PDF step. I'm opening it up, and as you can see, there is some things that we can keep in mind, or that we need to look into. First off is the HTML field. The HTML field allows us to put some HTML, some code in there to style the PDF and to set the dynamic data in our PDF. If you have created a wonderful looking PDF before and you know how to turn that into HTML, you can use that HTML in this HTML field over here. You can also type along with me and slowly but surely get to know this generate PDF step. Then there is a variables option, which allows us to dynamically load in data from our record. In this case, we have project data from one single project, and we can use that by assigning the variables to keys. We're going to do that in a second, and we can use those keys in our HTML to not only have a static, simple PDF that never changes, but we can now generate a PDF per project and show a different name, for example. Model and property are used to save the file, and the file name is, well, of course, to give it a file name, and as is, well, to set the PDF output of this action, and we can use it throughout the rest of the action flow as the name we're giving it. So this is going to be a generated PDF. So let's get started with the HTML. Let me grab the starting text from our documentation, and in our documentation it says, well, you have the open HTML tag, close HTML tag, open body tag, close body tag, and then in H1, which is a capitalization, basically this is the titles. As you can see, you have the bigger title font over here and a smaller title font over here. This, for example, could be H1. It's the biggest size of the text that we can get within our HTML. So we're going to be getting some data from our project detail page, and we're going to do that by grabbing the values from our object that we've created. So I'm going to say ID name. That's one of the values I'm going to select. I'm going to select another one. That's the description. And I'm also going to be selecting the status. Feel free to select anything you like, or just select the name to get started. So these are the 4 values I'm going to grab. I'm going to use, I want to show the name of the project in my PDF. I want to show the description. I want to show the status and the end date. So the keys that I'm giving them is the same name without capitalization. I'm not going to make it difficult for myself. Desk, status, and end. So these keys I can call upon in my HTML. So as you can see, there is brackets, double bracket open. Then it says title and then double bracket close. Well, in this case, we're going to replace title with name. And what would happen right now if we were to generate our PDF is it would show us the name of the project. But we want to show more than just the name of the project, of course. We also want to show the description. So within this HTML text, I'm going to go to the next sentence. I'm going to say description. And then I'm going to open up with brackets, type in BR. So what I've just done right now, the hook brackets, then BR, and then closing it up is a break. This is a break tag in HTML, meaning that after this line of text, we're breaking and we're basically putting in an enter, as you would do on the when writing a message, for example. You would press the enter button and you'd go to the next line. So that's what we're doing in code right now. Then I want to show my description. So we're going to type in a double curly bracket, type desk, because that's the key from the description value. And this way Betty knows, oh, you are looking for the description. You want to place the description over here. So, oh, this description is going right there. And then we're going to put in a break again, because we don't want everything to pop together and bundle together. We want it to be nice and apart from each other. Maybe you want to have some more spacing between the title of your PDF and the description, so you can put in a little break in there as well. Let me drag this down a little more so that you can have a nice little look. So the description, I'm going to add another break there. And then I would like to show the end date and the status. And we can make this up with some nice sentences. So let's say the status of the project is status. There we go. And then the end date of the project is end. And then closing it up. And of course, don't forget the brackets after both the sentences so that they don't stick to each other. So this way we have, well, basically set up the code for the PDF. The next thing we can do is select a model in which we want to process the PDF. Well, we are using the project model for this, and the property we are going to select is the PDF file property. And then the file name is going to be, you know what, I'm going to make the file name the name of the actual project. So the project PDF is saved. Let's say the project is called Cleaning Your House. So the file name will also be the file name, the Cleaning Your House PDF. Okay, so now that everything has been saved, click it twice. Just make sure that it has been saved, that the PDF step has been properly set up. We need to do a second thing. And that is, we need to make sure that we have a floating PDF right now. The PDF has been generated, but it hasn't been saved in our model yet. We need to update our project record with this new PDF. And we can do that by using the update record step. So we open it, open up the record, and well, there's only one record we can select. It's the idea record, or it's the project record we are working with. Value mapping, well, there is two things that we can select, or that we want to select. One is the PDF file, because what are we going to update from our project? We are going to update the empty PDF file of our project that is currently not there with the newly generated PDF that we have just created as updated record. There we go, and we can press save. And now it should work. So we have the record on which we are going to update the PDF file property with our new PDF. Let's close this down. In case you are running into any issues or errors here, I'm going to I'm going to talk about this in a different video as well, but maybe you would like to see if something goes wrong in between these steps. You can always put the log message in between and say, hey, I would like to debug, I would like to show if this PDF is actually generated. And then what you can do is you can say, you know what, I would like to see that generated PDF as PDF info for info, not into, info, press save. And then when running this action, you will actually see in the tool section in logs if the PDF is generated properly and if a value is being passed through. We're not going to dive into it right now, but just for your testing sake, if you are creating this and running into some issues, you can put some log steps in between this action flow to see where things change and where values are not the way you expect them to be. So now let's go back to our detail page. Let's open it up. And here we can make sure that, well, of course we have the generate project PDF button, but not only do we want to generate it, of course, we would like to show it. What you could do is you have this PDF now, you can send it out via mail, you can show it somewhere else. For now, I'm just going to do it a little bit in the ugly way. I'm going to add a little text bar next to the button. And this text bar is going to show us the URL to the PDF so that we can have a quick look and see if it actually provides us with a PDF. So here we go, we have a PDF file. I'm going to press play, going to press compile, and compile the page with the changes that we have made. And here we go. Let's make sure that we actually navigate to a proper project. So let's open up a project and let's say, well, I have my first project up here. And I can press generate project PDF. Press the generate button. I haven't put any interactions in, so it doesn't load immediately, but look at that. We have a URL for the PDF. So let's open up this URL in another page. And as you can see, it shows my first project. Description, a meaningful and not a fake description. The status of the project is to do. The end date of the project is 2023-07/30. The way that the date is formulated is also something you can change. So here we go. This is how you can create the PDFs. This is how you can set up the PDF generation for your application. Feel free to change the HTML around because that will only make your PDF look more beautiful than what we've just set up. And of course, use it wherever you want to. You can use this to generate entire documents, receipts, financial reports, whatever. But this way, we can set up PDFs and keep our application running, looking a little cooler. So, good luck building this and see you in the next video.